I don't know if Ashton Jeanty is a top 15 prospect. And
That's
Here's my thing. Dallas is wanting to move in another direction. I know they're needing a running back, but they also need an offensive lineman. They're very intrigued with some of the guys that are on the board. They're intrigued with Armand Membu. They're intrigued with Tyler Booker. They're intrigued with a lot of guys that are in the trenches. My thing is, and I've said this on X, is that it is very likely that we will not see a running back drafted in the first round of the NFL. And I know it may sound crazy with a lot of people really high on Ashton Jeanty and everybody saying, oh, he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy. Listen, the trenches are where it's needed most. You can go get a running back in free agency and really his style of play. Look, Derrick Henry is doing it, but what else can Ashton Jeanty do? He's got to be more involved in the passing game, which I'm sure they will build him up to be such. The guy's 5'8", 211 pounds. Not big, not the tallest as a running back. But again, I'm not sitting here hating on the young man. I think he's probably one of the most talented running backs that has come through the NFL draft since Derrick Henry came through. But I do question the longevity of how long he'll be able to sustain in the league. Because the kid's not going to get 300 plus carries in the NFL. All likelihood, 150 to 200 is what you're going to be expecting out of him. Theo, I can tell you disagree with this. Give me your side of this and tell me why Ashton Jeanty is going to be a first-round running back.
Well, it's a copycat league, and I think investments in running back have paid off in a big way recently. I mean, Bijan getting picked, it was considered to be too early at the time. Like, oh, he's just a running back. They're a dime a dozen. Jahmyr Gibbs, those guys have really helped their teams out, and so has Derrick Henry, him getting signed, and Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Like this year, I think kind of let everybody know, like, hey, a good running back combined with a mobile quarterback, if you can get those two things, it's really dangerous, and it forces defenses to blitz, and that opens up things for the wide receivers. So it can really help your overall ecosystem when you have a running back that people are worried about. So I think if it was last year, I think that this could be valid, but I think this year, after all the success running back additions have had, I think if Jeanty starts to fall out of the top 10, top 15, some team is going to say, hey, is this the same situation that the Ravens found themselves in, or the Eagles, when everybody else was underrating an elite running back because of their position, and then they were able to completely change their offense in one fell swoop because everybody was so worried about the positional value? I think teams in the back half of the first round would say, absolutely, that's what's happening, and absolutely that's something that we can take advantage of. I mean, Jeanty, he may not be the greatest receiver, but he is a great blocker, so you can still keep him in on third downs, and he just had such an amazing season. And with the box loaded, he still was the most efficient running back in the league. He was picking up 5 yards per carry after contact. Just ridiculous stuff coming from an offense in Boise State that's produced guys like Doug Martin and there's a bunch of great guys. I can't think of the other Boise State running backs. I know there's been at least
Ian Johnson.
3. Yeah. So I think that he'll end up going somewhere in the first round. I don't know exactly how high running back value has bounced back after being down for so many years. Like, he's a top 5 overall player in the class, I think, certainly. Will he go top 5? I don't know about all that, but will he even go to the Cowboys if they need other positions? I don't know about that, but I think at some point in the first round, he has to go. I think the opportunity is too good to pass up.
Let me remind the audience, Theo posted this on his YouTube. Goodbye.
Right. How many views does that have? That one, I don't even have
over a quarter, almost $250,000, actually.
It's a good argument. But I think, I don't know. It was kind of a weird era for running backs in that time. Zeke fell off so fast. Gurley fell off so fast with the injuries. I just wonder if it was if I was too much a prisoner of the moment then, because now it seems like that was completely wrong in my head. But it's probably somewhere in the middle where there's some truth to it, but they don't not matter at all.
I think the running back position, I think you got to take the running back label off him. You got to label him as an athlete at this point because they do so much more. Your pass catchers at the backfield, your run blocking, and you're running the football as well. So you're being utilized in a multitude of ways. We needed to. I've been calling for this ever since the start of the spring last year. We need to take the running back label off of the running back position and just label them as the athlete at this point.